Hey, welcome to my living room. I'm Dana. This is Joyful Strength and Stretch. Today we're going to be doing a strengthening flow and energizing flow. So all you'll need, you have yoga blocks. Go ahead and grab some of those now. Or if you have a really thick book or anything of the sort that's about this shape, feel free to pause this and go grab that. And then make your way to your mat. We're going to come to our back. And we're just going to start off breathing today. You want to put your hands on your belly or just kind of in this place between your ribs and your stomach, just so you can feel the inflation as you inhale. So when you breathe in, just feel your ribs expand. And as you exhale, just feel it deflate like a balloon running out of air. Inhale through your nose. And then exhale through your mouth. Just letting the breath bring calm to the body. So however you're feeling right now, just let the breath bring calm. Just let it bring you into the present moment. Just think about lengthening the inhale, and lengthening the exhale. All right, open your eyes, reach your arms overhead, stretch your feet out. And then on your next exhale, just bring the knees in, hugging them into your chest. And while you're here, just rock back and forth, giving yourself a little lower back massage. All right. And then whenever you're ready, come to a seated position. Whether this means sitting on your mat or if you want to sit on a block. Just sit nice and tall. And we're going to start with some shoulder rolls. Bring your shoulders all the way up and then all the way back. And then whatever direction you're going in, just reverse it. All right, take your left arm. We're going to draw it across our chest, bringing it in with the right hand, stretching the shoulder. All right, release. Bring the opposite arm across. And release. And then take that left arm, give yourself a pat on the back as you bring your elbow up toward the ceiling, grabbing it with that opposite hand. And then we're going to reverse it. And release. I'm going to do a little movement with our breath. So we're going to, as you exhale, reach to the side. Then take a breath in. On your next exhale, we're going to And bend over and come all the way to the other side. And then inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time each side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and then exhale. Stopping at the center, just reach forward. Feeling that in the hips. So this is a good little hip opener. Keeping that same awareness on the breath. All right. And let's bring that chest up. Take note of which leg is in front. And we're just going to switch them around. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, just walk those fingers forward. Taking this as deep as you want to go. So we all have our own kind of tipping point or our own edge. And that's going to look different from person to person. So just honor wherever you are. All right, and release. Now, come to all fours, your tabletop position. Have our fingers spread out nice and wide. Knees are just under our hips. And we're going to do our cat and cow. So as you inhale, draw the navel down, look forward. And then as you exhale, draw the navel up to the ceiling, tucking the tailbone, bringing that chin to your chest. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. All right, so now just come back to a neutral position and bring your right foot back. So we're on the ball of that back foot. This is something you can play around with. So we're going to alternate, bringing our left arm up and our right leg up. Challenging our balance a little bit. Think about drawing the navel into your spine, which will help you hold this. You're using that core right now. You can stay here, or if you want to have a little more fun, we're going to draw our elbow and our knee together as you exhale. And as you inhale, draw that arm and leg back out. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. One more time. Exhale. And inhale. All right. Bring that arm and that leg down. Bring the knees wide, big toes together. Sink back into our resting pose or our child's pose. You have full permission to come to this pose anytime you need to. Coming back to our breath. All right. Now make your way back to tabletop. We're just going to repeat that on the other side. So bring your left foot back and your right arm forward. And then we're going to lift them up. If you even want to kind of play around with doing that one at a time, so maybe bring your leg up, bring your arm up, and then you can try them both at the same time. Using that core, using that center. Breathing through hard things. And then if you want to do our little elbow to knee exercise, we're going to start that. So exhale in, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale. All right, great job. Bring that knee down, spread those knees wide. We're going to go back into our child's pose, but this time, as you extend your arms forward, just prop yourself on your elbows as you bring your hands in a little prayer position above your head. If you have any past shoulder injuries and this doesn't feel good, feel free to skip this. Just hold it here. One thing that I think we all need to be reminded of from time to time, myself included, is thinking about where our strength comes from. And the verse in particular that comes to mind, and I cannot remember the chapter, but it's in Nehemiah, and it says that the joy of the Lord is our strength. And I just think that's a good reminder of the importance of finding our joy, because it is our strength, and that comes from God. He is our source of joy. And there's another verse in Psalm 16:11. I did remember that reference. And it says that in his presence is fullness of joy. So just another thing to think about. It says his presence is fullness of joy, and the joy of the Lord is our strength. So we find strength from being in his presence, which his presence is always there, but it's just making ourselves aware of it. So I can live in the same house with my husband, but if he's in one room and I'm in the other and we never see each other, that doesn't mean he's not here, but it does mean I don't ever see him or I'm not aware of his presence. But when we're in the same room and I'm seeking his presence, then I'm experiencing his presence and I'm aware of it. All right, go ahead and lift the chest. I'm going to come to a standing position. Go ahead and grab some water if you have it. All right. So we're standing at the top of our mat in our mountain pose. This is just a little reminder of our alignment here. Our feet should look like the number 11. Our toes are pointed forward. And just think about pressing into the mat with your feet. So you should feel that engagement in the legs. And think about drawing that navel in, just like we did during that little exercise earlier. We have our shoulders down away from our ears. All right, from here, we're going to inhale, draw the arms up. And then exhale, we're just going to fold, bending slightly at the knees. And then inhale, lift up halfway. So just think about stretching that spine. I always think about standing on the edge of a pond and I'm trying to stretch and look to see what's swimming around in there. All right, then release. And then press it into the mat with your feet again. We're going to draw the arms all the way back up. And exhale, bringing the heart center. Now we're going to add a little chair pose. So we're going to sink our weight into our heels and we're going to sink back as if we're sitting in a chair. So somebody pranked us and they took the chair away. So now we're just in this little chair position. So my chest is facing forward. My weight is in my heels. And you can bring your hands to heart center or you can even bring them up to your ears. You hold it here. And breathe. All right, and then exhale, we're gonna fold. From here, we're gonna plant our hands on the outside of our toes, and we're gonna step our feet back into a plank position. So this is just a sideways mountain. So everything we were thinking about when we were standing up, you wanna think about when you're here, except only the balls of our feet are on the mat. We're also pressing in with our fingertips, all 5 fingertips, the ball of our hand, feeling where it makes contact. All right, just breathe through this. And now everybody come to your knees. So we're keeping that same engagement in the core. And then as you come down, squeeze the elbows into the ribs as you lower yourself down. And there is an optional thing that you can do here. If you want to take it, strengthen the triceps a little more, you can stay in the plank. Look at my feet right now. So notice how I'm shifting myself forward. So once I'm here, then I'm going to lower down halfway and then come into an upward facing dog. So if you're here, you could either come into a cobra, which is just a little gentle back bend, or an upward facing dog, which means you're on the palms of your hands and so the only thing that's making contact with the mat is our hands and the top of our feet. So I'm actually lifting my hips here. So this is something you can work toward. Or again, you could just stay here in a cobra. That's a lot of work. All right, go ahead and put yourself back into a child's pose again. Okay, take a little breather before you move on to the next thing. All right, so from here, we're going to come to all fours. Tuck your toes, and we're going to bring our hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. So we're bringing our ears between our elbows, looking at our feet. Bringing those heels toward the mat. Feeling the stretch in the back of the legs. Well, it stretches a lot. It stretches your shoulders, it stretches the back of the legs, stretches the arms. All right, from here, draw that right knee into the chest. We're going to come to a plank pose very briefly as we bring that right foot to where our right hand just was. So we're in a crescent lunge. So I have my hands on each side of my foot, or if you prefer, you can place that outside hand on your knee. All right, from here, we're going to keep everything in the lower body just as it is, but we're going to twist from the ribs up to the right. So you can either have your hand on your hip or you can reach your arm up to the ceiling. All right, and then exhale, bring that hand down. So we're going to use our strength here. If you need to kind of unbend your leg just a little bit, that just helps me get up. So we're going to bring that chest up, and then I'm going to bend that knee again. So we're just in the full expression of a crescent lunge here. My hands are at heart center. I'm on the ball of my back foot. My front knee is lined up where it's just over my ankle. It's okay to be a little wobbly. All right, from here, we're going to bring our hands behind us and clasp them into a little shoulder stretch. All right, so release, bringing your hands back to heart center. We're going to hinge our front body forward and just shift your weight to where it's mainly in that front leg. You see, I have to adjust myself a little bit. And then whenever you're ready, just lift that back leg, or you can just stay on the ball of that foot and just feel it. So this is a warrior 3. We're strengthening, we're working our balance. And it's kind of like a seesaw. So the higher your leg goes, the lower your torso goes. All right, great job. Go ahead and bring that leg to meet the other one. Whew, that's a lot of work. Shake it out. Grab you some more water. I'm actually going to switch and face the other way now. All right. We're in our mountain. We're going to inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Point your hands, step back into plank. And then remember those 2 options I showed you. So you can either stay here and shift your weight forward, or you can come to your knees. We're going to do our chaturanga push-up. And then make your way to either a cobra or an upward facing dog. As you exhale, we're going to come to our downward facing dog. Head between the elbows. Draw that left knee in this time. And then we're going to bring it through, come into a lunge. Still in the stretch here. All right, plant the right hand. We're going to twist to the left. And release. We're going to bring the chest up in our full crescent lunge. Draw your hands behind you. All right, release. Bring your hands to heart center. Hinge forward. And kick off that back foot. We're going to do our little warrior 3. Toes are pointed to the mat. I have a slight bend in my standing leg, which helps me balance. And then go ahead and raise the torso, bring that foot down. Take a breath. I'm going to have one more standing thing for us to do today. So I'm going to have my blocks handy. All right, so spread your feet out wider than your hips. So take your left toes, point them to the top of the mat. Your right toe should be forward. We're going to bring our arms out. And then we're going to lean as you exhale. And then when you can't go any farther, we're going to stack our shoulders in a triangle pose. So option to use the block here. You can place it here and then put your hand on the block. So that's one thing you can do with it. All right, great job. Lift the chest. We're going to come into a warrior two, so bend that knee. All right, so then we're going to reverse our warrior. So bring your right hand back, left arm to your ear. All right, come back to warrior two. And now we're going to lean toward that front leg. So there's a couple of options here. So you can place your elbow on the front leg and draw the opposite arm to your ear. Or you can take your block, place it in front of your foot, and then put your hand on the block. All right. Great job. Come back to your warrior two, straighten that leg. And then we're going to switch our feet around. All right. Arms out. As you exhale, lean. And then stack your shoulders. The best visual for this pose I've ever heard is picturing yourself between two narrow walls. You're trying to bring that hip up. You're trying to make yourself as narrow as possible this way. So we don't want that hip down. We want to bring it up. All right. Go ahead and release. We're just going to bend that front knee. Continue to adjust your stance or widen your stance. Bring it closer together. Do whatever you need to do. And then reverse your warrior. And release. And now we're going to lean forward. So either arm on the elbow, arm on the block, hand on the block. Bringing that opposite arm to your ear. All right, great job. Unwind, straighten that foot, and we're going to heel toe our feet back together. Whew. Kind of a little wobbly. All right. Let's from here, take your left foot. We're just going to cross it over your right. And we're going to bring your hands up, just grab the opposite wrist. And we're going to lean toward the left. All right. Switch those feet around. Grab your wrist. Lean to the right. And release. Make your way back down to your mat. All right, so we're gonna just bring that right leg out straight, toes pointed high. Turn that left knee out and bring the bottom of the foot toward the inner thigh. My dog alarm's going off. I think my husband's home from work. All right, so you're gonna inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, lean toward that straightened leg. Feel them stretch in the back of that straightened leg. So place your hands wherever you want, either on the leg, on the feet. You should also feel this in your back. Just take note of where you feel this stretch today. All right, go ahead and release. Bring the chest back up. Just going to switch those legs around. Sitting nice and tall. We're going to inhale, draw the arms up, and then exhale, fold. And exhale, release. All right. So just bring that left leg up, the knee up just a little bit, and we're going to draw the right heel to the outside of the left hip. And then we're going to draw the opposite leg, either bring that knee in and just come to the ball of your foot, either here or here. Or you can stack your knees on top of each other, or however you want to do this today. And then we're going to bring your left arm up, give yourself a pat on the back, and then pick your left or your right hand, draw it behind you. You can try to touch your fingers together, which is a challenge, or just reach them toward each other. So it should look like this. My dog's trying to get in the shot. Nemo, you can come. Hey, buddy. All right. All right, go ahead and release that. We're going to switch our legs around. Bring your left foot outside the right hip, and then just place that other leg wherever you want it. Keeping both sit bones on the ground. Now we're going to draw the opposite arm up. And then your left arm back, reaching those fingers toward each other. I cannot touch on this side, and that's okay. We all have different anatomy. So something that may come natural to one person may be really hard for another person, and that's just we have different lengths of muscles, different lengths of bones. So it's okay that we're all different. All right. Go ahead and release. Make your way down to your mat. So with your feet close to your bottom here. Knees pointed up toward the ceiling. Pressing my hands into the mat, pressing my feet into the mat. And once you get here, as you push your feet into the mat, lift your hips high as they want to go, making a little bridge. The back of my head is pressing into the floor. We're continuing to breathe, being careful not to hold the breath, which is a natural tendency when we're doing hard things. So just breathe through it. All right. So as you exhale, come down one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to draw the knees in, giving yourself another hug. Feel free to stretch out anything else you feel that needs to be stretched. And then we're going to go into our final relaxation pose. All right. The option to extend the legs here or prop your knees on against each other. You're finding whatever feels relaxing for you, or you won't be distracted by discomfort in your body. The palms are open toward the ceiling. We're just finding complete stillness here. Let your body melt into the ground. Thinking about long inhales, long exhales. Breathing slow and deep. Just going back to what I discussed earlier, just thinking about where your strength comes from and where your joy comes from. It's just something to think about as you're laying here. All right. You're welcome to stay here in this pose as long as you want to. And I'm going to turn off the recording. Thank you guys for being here today, and I hope to see you again soon.